What's going on, everybody? It's ConConnects here, and if you are here, you clicked on the link in your email as we go over breaking down the 3 most important documents. So congratulations on not trashing the email. And I hope that you really are going to go through this whole entire month reading my email so that you can submit at the end of the month. Oh, but don't worry, for those of you who are not here by clicking on the email, you can click the email list below and get emails on tips, tricks, and this month in particular, how to submit a proposal, as I'm going through all the steps this entire month to submitting a proposal. And if you follow them, you might even be able to submit your very first proposal. So this video is about breaking down the 3 most important documents. You know, in the email that I mentioned, there's 3 most important documents in a solicitation that you need to be aware of and be able to break down. So let's go over them. First document that you need to, I'm not going to say you have to find first, but that you have to be aware of is the ITO. ITO stands for Instructions to Offer. This is a document that tells you how the government wants you to submit the proposal to them, right? You can't just get a quote and just send it to the government and be like, here you go, hey, there you go. No, you actually have to follow some rules. Some of them are real strict, and some of them are a little bit more lenient, right? But you have to follow the rules, okay? So you can look for the Instructions to Offer, which it will be called, I've abbreviated ITO, but Instructions to Offer, that's the first document you should be looking at so that you can prepare mentally what you're going to have to submit in your proposal. The next most important document that you should be worried about or looking to submit or looking to find would be the scope of work. I feel like the scope of work is the second most important document in the scope of work. In the solicitation, and that is something that you need to find. So let's talk about the scope of work. What is the scope of work? The scope of work is basically a document that the government provides to you, the vendor, explaining how they want the job done, what they want in the job to be done, when they want it done, where they want it done, all of the grammatical questions that you need to know or your sub needs to know to provide a quote. So a lot of times the scope of work is, a big document. It could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 30 pages. But in those pages, it's not everything you need immediately to get a quote. So this is where you come in. Remember, you're getting paid to be a federal concierge to connect the government. So you got to do some work, okay? Your work is breaking down the scope of work. Part of your work is breaking down the scope of work. You're going to break down the scope of work to I like to call it dummy it down document where you can send to the sub where they can quickly look at it and be like, yeah, I know what they want. I know how much that's going to cost. Let me go get a quote. Most people like to send the entire document, which is a no-no, guys. That is a no-no.
What you need to do is summarize the scope of work. And once again, you do that by following these instructions. Step number 1, read the entire document. You have to read the entire document so that you're able to summarize the document. You can't summarize the document if you don't read it, right? So read the entire document so that you know where things are located, you know what you're looking for, you know what they're asking for, and you can find the answers easily. Second thing you're going to do is use the grammatical questions that most of us have learned since they don't teach grammar in school anymore. The who, what, when, where, why, and how. The who, what, when, where, why, and how will help you break down the scope of work. All you have to do is answer those questions from the scope of work, and you've summarized it. This allows the subcontractor to glance at the page, see exactly what you need to be done, and possibly get you a quote much faster than you would have if you sent them a whole 25 pages, okay? So answer the who, what, when, where, whys, and hows, all that apply in your breaking down of the scope of work. And then what you're going to do, it don't have to be fancy. You can put it in a Microsoft Word document. You can put it in the email. I recommend a document so that it can be separate from the email, but you can put it in the email, and then you're going to send it off to your sub, okay? So that is how you break down the scope of work, all right? Only items that's affecting the price is what you need to answer with those questions. Third most important document, and probably the most important document to the government, is the pricing sheet. The pricing sheet tells you how they want it priced, how they want the work to be priced. And honestly, it allows you to let the sub know how you want them to quote the work. Okay, and that should be in your scope of work as well. Guys, once again, do not send the sub your pricing sheet. Remember, you're getting paid to manage the contract, and there are certain things you have to do to work for your money. Guess what? Breaking stuff down is one of them. So don't be lazy. Do not send your sub the pricing sheet. Send them what you need to be able to price the pricing sheet. Okay? So if it's a monthly service, in your scope of work, you should already have in there monthly services to include blah, 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 blah. And they should quote accordingly based on your summarization. Okay? So those are the 3 most important documents that you need to look for and how to break down those documents in your solicitation documents. Okay? All right, guys. Once again, I am so sorry about that. And that was going good, y'all. That was going good. I am so sorry about that. But when I noticed it, I immediately jumped on and got the video so that y'all can have the information. So this is step 2. Step 1, you have already picked your solicitation for the month. This is step 2. Breaking down those 3 documents. Finding those 3 documents and breaking them down. Okay? So go ahead, get to work. Make sure you guys join me Tuesday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Always Central Standard Time. As I will be going live on YouTube answering all your questions. It could be questions about becoming a federal concierge. It could be questions about the scope of work that I just gave you. It can be questions about anything government contracting. Make sure you join me 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on my YouTube live so I can answer those questions. Also, if you guys can do me a really big favor, I'm trying to build this channel. I know I haven't been good at sending out stuff, but I'm trying to build this channel. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and comment, guys. Comment. If you guys got questions, comment. I'm going to pull some of you guys' questions in my lives to answer them. So make sure you comment and get the information you need to get, because I'm here to give you the information, but only if you ask. I ain't going to chase you, okay? I ain't gonna chase you. So make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Join me 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And last thing, if you're not sure about this federal concierge business, you want to know a little bit more about it, how I go about it, I am having a masterclass next Saturday. This Saturday on how from 0 to 6 figures, how I became a federal concierge. This masterclass will kind of run through everything, how to submit, how we do our thing, how we make our money, and all that stuff. So make sure you click the link below to register for the masterclass. And once again, if you want to get on the email list to get tips, tricks, and all this other good stuff that I'm giving away, you can also register for that. But I just want to FYI, if y'all register for multiple things, you're going to get a lot of emails from me, okay? Just saying. So I'm happy to give them to you, but I'm just saying. All right, guys. With that being said, once again, I'm so sorry for that information, that mishap. But now you got the information. Go be great. Go break down your scope of work, and make sure to stay tuned for the next email where we are going to continue on with the 5 steps to submitting. And by the end of this month, you would have submitted a proposal. All right, y'all. Bye.